This short presentation will help you understand how to assemble a team at your school site that's focused on family engagement. So, what is a family engagement team or a team that's focused on family engagement? The team assists with assessing family engagement practices, identifying opportunities for increased family engagement, implementing family engagement activities at your school site, and then evaluating next steps. So the team looks at what are we already doing and assesses what are we doing well and where can we improve. It's not about doing something new or creating a new program or initiative. It really is about strengthening what you're already doing at your school site. So the team looks at achievement data and climate and culture data and looks for opportunities to strengthen partnerships with families. The team coordinates and implements the family engagement activities, but they don't do all of the work. The beauty of having a team is that there is shared responsibility. This team does not have to be a brand new team, so you don't have to create a new team at your school site. It could be a part of your school site council, part of the climate and culture team, or even the leadership team, as long as there are community partners and parents added. So, who should be on your team? It's critical that the principal or vice principal is on the family engagement team. You want 2 or 3 parents or guardians on your team. And these are family members that represent the demographics of your school and also represent the families that you really are struggling to engage. You want 1 or 2 teachers on the team as well as other key staff. And the key staff could be your literacy coach or a school counselor. You want to make sure that you have teachers that represent the various grade levels. And so if you are at an elementary school site, want to have at least one teacher who's representing kindergartner, first, second grade, and then another teacher who is representing your third, fourth, or fifth grade teachers. Family engagement staff. And so this would be your family liaison or community school coordinator. You really want to think about having after school staff on your team as well. The after school programs offer a really unique opportunity to connect with families who the school doesn't often see. And so having the after school staff on your team means that you can gain support around engaging families in that program. Think about having community partners on your team as well. So, community based organizations that have access to families or are supporting families and can also support your family engagement efforts. Finally, if you're at a high school, it's great to have a high school student on your team. Oftentimes, adolescents can speak very well to how to get their families engaged. As you're communicating to people who you're asking to be on your team, it's important to understand why it's important to even have a family engagement team. So the team develops strategies for improving partnerships. And it's the various stakeholders who are determining what are the best strategies for improving these partnerships. The team also ensures that family engagement practices are linked to learning. So they are really eliminating those random acts of family engagement that are so exhausting to a school site, but really focusing in on the learning goals of the school. The team also is important because you want to delegate responsibility. So it's no longer just the role of the family liaison or community school coordinator to engage families, but really the role of the entire school community. And then the team builds the capacity of all the different stakeholders so that everyone feels confident and comfortable in engaging families. So let's talk about how to assemble your team. Who should be on your team? When you're thinking about who should be on your team, think about the demographics of your school. The families, staff, and community members on your team should reflect your school demographics or your community by race, gender, economic status, language, and geographic location. You also want to think about your data. Which students have the lowest achievement, are chronically absent, or have high suspension rates? And make sure that families that represent these students are on your team because they can best speak to the tools and resources and support that they need in order to support their child's learning. Think about which families you struggle to engage. Who do you see at events? Who does not regularly come to events? Who comes to parent teacher conferences? Who typically does not come to parent teacher conferences? And you really want to make sure that you are engaging those families. As you're recruiting parents and caregivers, here's some things to think about. Getting families to join your team is going to take personal outreach. So after you've determined who should be on your team, reach out to the families personally and tell them about the team and what their commitment will be. So their role will be to attend team meetings, which you really want to think about when are those meetings going to happen so you can communicate to families up front. They will also be helping to plan and implement events at the school site, as well as encourage other families to participate. And that really is a key role for families, is to help inform the school about how to engage all families. Let them know we need your voice. And we really need your knowledge and expertise so that we can better support students. As you're recruiting teachers, again, let them know their role. So to attend team meetings, to help plan and implement events, and to really help to build the capacity of other teachers at their school site. Let teachers know that you want to better support them in building partnerships, and you want to make sure that they have everything they need in order to connect with all families. I hope that this was helpful in helping you think about who should be on your team and how to assemble your team.